the process of an All-On-4 here at the Smile Mission. So first off, there's going to be a lot of different factors with the All-On-4 because there's a lot of variables depending on the patient. But we're going to try our best to make it as simple as possible so that you can kind of understand what to expect if you're going to have an All-On-4 done here at the Smile Mission. So of course, it varies depending if you have teeth, how difficult the teeth are to extract, and the quality of bone that you have. If you currently have teeth, we're going to be most likely making you a temporary teeth. And there's different types of temporaries we make, but we'll be taking impression and starting to prepare the temporary teeth. The nice thing is we have an in-house lab because at most offices to make temporary teeth for an All-On-4 can take anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks. And we usually do it between 1 to 2 days or 3 days at the worst. So we can make temporary teeth much faster than your traditional office. If you're already missing teeth, you probably already are wearing a denture, and we can have you continue to wear that denture as your temporary if you want, and save money because you'll get a discount because we don't have to make you a temporary. Once we've made your temporaries, then we're ready to place the implants. If you have teeth, we will remove the teeth and then place the implants. If you're missing teeth, we will just place the implants. Temporaries, you have 2 options. The normal option is just to get basically like a temporary denture, something that comes in and out, a little bit bulky, and you wear it for 3 months. This is always the ideal, what we actually prefer. The reason we prefer it is all your implants are up in your bone. And by wearing this temporary denture, it's not really gonna make contact with your implants, and it's not gonna bother your implants, or at least very unlikely to bother your implants. And so by doing this, it allows your implants to heal, it allows everything to go really well up in your gums, and then 3 months later, after all the bone has fused around the implants and made them really strong, we then make the All-On-4 for you. But you have a second option, which is an additional fee because it's much more work and it puts more risk on the implants, and that's to get permanent teeth within 48 hours. That's where we connect your All-On-4 48 hours later, instead of waiting the 3 months. Now, it is an additional fee, first of all, and second of all, it also depends on the condition of your bone. What's unique with us at this office, as far as I'm aware, we almost never turn anyone away. I can't even think of a patient that we've had to turn away. I think there's been 1 in the last 6 months to a year that we've turned away. We take on every single patient. And because we're taking on the patients that often are turned away at other offices, we get a lot of patients with not ideal bone or very, very limited bone. So if you're one of those patients, if you have limited bone, this isn't even an option. But if you're someone that has decent bone, which is unfortunately doesn't have great teeth, well then we can give you permanent teeth within 48 hours. Now the process of getting your final teeth. After the healing has finished, it's been 3 months or 4 months with compromised gums, you will return to get your final teeth. And the final teeth takes 4 appointments: impressions, wax rims, the final check to make sure you like everything, and then finally the connection and delivery of your All-On-4. Now what we can do is we actually can combine several of these appointments in single days. So even though it's 4 appointments, it can be done in usually 2 days. But that just means you're gonna have to spend some decent time at the clinic. Now each appointment's not that long. Impressions usually takes 30 minutes. But then you're gonna have to wait 2 hours for the wax rims. So you can do impressions and then you can go out and come back 2 hours later, do wax rims, and then you can go out and come back later. The next one, the final check, will take about 5 hours or so to prepare and come back like say 5 hours later. And so you never needed to be at the clinic that long, 30 minutes, an hour, that's it. But you need to kind of spend all day down here. And this is great for out of town patients because, you know, you're able to get all 3 appointments done. And then on the next day, you're able to do the delivery and get your final All-On-4 connected. Now at the try-in, this is really important. The final check is very important. Basically, you're going to see the teeth, the color they are, the size they are, the position they are. Now they're going to be positioned in wax. And so we're able to move it if you don't like it, but you must approve it and sign off that you approve it before we finalize it. So what am I saying? Say you get the check and you think, oh, my teeth are too far forward. We aren't going to allow you to just say, hey, so say you come on a Monday and you did the impression, the wax rim, and then you do the final check Monday evening and you say, well, the teeth are too far forward. We are going to require another final check because we only go to finalization when you approve the final check. Because we've had patients say it's too far forward, then we move the teeth back and we finalized it without the patient checking, and then they go, oh, you moved it too far back. and then we have to do all those steps again. So my point is, with the final check, we only approve it when it's exactly how you like it. Now, if it's something small, a lot of times the assistant or myself can just do it chairside. We can just move exactly what you wanted to do. But if it's something major, we're gonna have to go back to the lab, do a bunch of adjustments, and schedule another appointment for another final check. So in summary, for the final check, as I repeated multiple times, make sure it's exactly how you want it, because however the final check is, that's what it's gonna be the final result. And the last thing we wanna do is come for a connection appointment, schedule 2 to 3 hours to connect the All-On-4, to just have you tell us, oh, I don't like it, and have to repeat all the steps again. So just make sure the final check is good. The reason I'm going on this a million times is because we do a lot of All-On-4s. You can look at our prices. We're just insanely All-On-4s, 4 or 5 a day at least. And we get maybe once a week where they're unhappy with the final thing and the final check. They wanted something, they didn't say it, and then went to the final thing. And then, then it's a discussion about how do we redo it. So it's pretty rare. Again, 1 out of every 20 or 30 or 4, probably 1 out of every 40. But I'm just letting you know so you're not one of those out of the 40. So just make sure you're super happy with the final check. Connecting your teeth. Be prepared. This is not the fastest appointment, and a lot of times you're just sitting there. So bring something to do. This can take around 3 hours if you're doing both arches, because we want to fit it perfectly and get really, really good for you. And so we take time to make it really, really good, but it can be a 3-hour appointment to connect the final All-On-4 for both arches. Additional information. The final teeth will be made out of acrylic. Many clinics use zirconia instead of acrylic, but there are many clinics that also do use acrylic as well. And we have offered both options, both zirconia and acrylic. But what has turned out is our acrylics have turned out way better than our zirconia. And the first reason is appearance. The patients seem to like the appearance and the look of the acrylic more than they like the look of our zirconia. Way less complaints. Patients are way happier with the overall look, and less adjustments and things are needed to be done. Number 2, the bite. Acrylic is much easier to adjust. It's much easier to get the bite really well. And if you have natural teeth on the other side, acrylic works really well on natural teeth, whereas zirconia can wear away your natural teeth. Number 3, it's much easier to restore. If there's a problem with acrylic, you can sometimes fix it in the mouth. If you have a problem with zirconia, the only way to fix zirconia is remaking the entire thing. And we've just found out there's a lot less problems with acrylic. Also, this isn't just normal acrylic. It's reinforced with metal support. It is the top of the line, so it is not definitely your typical acrylic that you would get with, say, just a cheap denture. It's much nicer than that, but at the end of the day, the components and everything, I guess, are still technically acrylic. But we've just had some major success, and we're only just saying that because we just want to be transparent and let you guys know that it is out of acrylic. But feel free to watch our other videos where we go much more into detail about how the All-On-4 works, how the materials we use, the process, everything. We make a lot of videos here at the Smile Mission. And feel free to check out our website where we go into a lot more details about the process of our All-On-4 and post-op instructions and more details like that. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to do an online consult. Feel free to write to us on social media, call us, email us, and we're always here and happy to help you.